Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, coming at you live to talk about episode 10 of the anime series Koitu So. And I think I finally wrapped my mind around all of this. you know, we have Igarashi, the sort of grayish, purplish haired girl, revealing a lot of the backstory of Misaki, or Takasaki as I commonly refer to her. The whole idea of her having this lovelorn relationship with Najima, this obsession with him to the point of practically stalking him, is all real. It's all genuine. It goes back quite a ways. And they kind of threw me for a loop a little bit, in the early portion of the episode where Igarashi is saying she wants to protect Takasaki and, let her sort of break through the lies, whatever that means. I'm like, what lies? Is her love for Najima false? Is it not genuine and everything like that? I was speculating, I'm wondering, I'm waiting for the other leg to drop of information. And what I gathered by the end is when Igarashi is describing Takasaki as breaking through the lies, she's talking about the facade of perfection that Takasaki wears. This was something that, as Igarashi outlines, she very much did not like about Takasaki. She was made to really dislike her for this pseudo perfection, being the popular girl, always garnering so much attention and all these things. And so this really rubbed Igarashi the wrong way until finally it was revealed to her, semi by accident, capturing, Takasaki going in and purchasing photographs of Najima in a different class and everything like that, that finally that facade was cast away and she was able to see through those air quotes lies, that facade that Takasaki wore, and saw that she was really a down-to-earth, normal, average, everyday human being, a real girl facing this unfortunate, unrequited love. And so, adding that along with the assumption that I had made previously, the speculation I'd put forth several episode discussion videos ago now, and had been confirmed to me in the comments, I speculated and suspected that Igarashi was the one who sent the text message saying Najima and Takasaki were meant to be together, per the marriage, arrangements. And considering the fact that Igarashi says in this episode, she states plainly, she lays it out flatly, that she wants to protect Takasaki, I believe she was trying to run interference. Because now we know that her grandmother was the originator of these marriage documentations and everything like that, the way that system works, she has an in. And I believe she exploited that in with the intention of rewriting the documentation to put Najima and Takasaki together for all intents and purposes to, grant Takasaki's utmost dream, the thing that would see her crying tears of joy in pairing them together. And I think that's what she set out to do, but she couldn't, maybe there wasn't enough time, maybe she wasn't savvy enough, whatever the case, she couldn't then also alter the print documents. And so that's what really threw a wrench in the works. And really what the drama is, the encircling drama, is all about the fact that, Najima and Rarina are supposed to be set up together, and they are falling for each other. They are really warming to each other. By the end of this episode, he takes her hand. She doesn't scoff at it. She doesn't push him away. She tightens her grip around his hand because they feel good around each other. They feel natural around each other. It's something they've had to evolve into, that mindset, wrap their minds around, but they are coming together. And so that kind of perplexes the entire scenario because, of course, he has those feelings and he's harbored them for a long time, about as long as Takasaki's, for him, he's had those feelings for Takasaki. And so that's the conflict. That's the inborn conflict between them. Is I want Takasaki, I've wanted her for a long time, but the thing with Rarina, it feels good too. And Rarina, for her part, she's, air quotes, been rooting for Najima and Takasaki, even though, she's kind of making herself the third wheel, but she's still, she can't deny it's working for her time spent with Najima, even if that means trying to align he and Takasaki together. She still is enjoying it. She still gets him in a way that nobody else does. Recognizing immediately that, when he's in the sandbox, all like depressive and everything because Igarashi turned him down for a friend request and all this stuff. Oh, she still hates me that much. He's lamenting this. Here comes Rerina, and she immediately realizes, oh, that's that kind of grave thing, that like one of the ones we were talking about. And he's all excited. They get each other so naturally. They're destined for each other, but at the same time, it's a grand spectacle of a dilemma about who you are compatible with versus who you fall in love with. And I'm beyond the point where I think that the love between Takasaki and Najima is all puppy love, is just a fad, a passing phase. I think it's much, much more than that with everything we've learned about both of them. So I'm kind of, by the end of the episode, I'm kind of no better off for knowing all of this stuff because I still don't know where it's going to go. Who is going to end up with whom? That's the overarching question. How is this going to play out to be beneficial for any of these characters? I don't know. And adding to that, we have this perfect moment where Nisaka's father and elder brother, I guess, come and they're making sort of fun of him for wearing the dress, being Juliet in the play and everything. And, but the father, I was left feeling like the father knows Nisaka is gay. He's got it. Because the scene where he's asking Najima pointedly, oh, you took my son camping. I was like, let's read between those lines. You dig my son, don't you? You were friendly to my son. Maybe there's something there. Maybe we got to get these two boys together. Want to come to a wedding? It's going to be a family wedding. We're understaffed with people who are supposed to come, guests, invitees. So come on, come along, Oh yeah, you can bring the two girls and everything like that, but we're going to sit you and Nisaka at the same table, right next to the best man. And, I like that got me grinning, but at the same time, as I've touched upon time and time again, I'm also lamenting and so depressive over the fact that Nisaka is the only one in this whole equation who ain't got a chance. He's got nothing he can make out of this at all whatsoever. But it did lend me to thinking where I was questioning, might Nisaka's father be aware of his son's persuasion, which arguably is still not concrete. I'm highly, that's highly speculation still at this point. Even if I'm leaning that way, that he's probably homosexual and has an interest in Najima, it just seems to me, there was more than just the parental, oh, you treated my kid nice, I want to return the favor. I think based on the way the father, they pointedly put, the camera on his face, even with his closed eyes and all, the expressions he wore and everything, the way he said, oh, so I hear you took my son camping. Like you wanted some alone time with my son. Maybe there's more going on there. Maybe he's perceptive of the fact that his son has an interest in Najima. Maybe he's perceptive of the fact that that is exactly why Nisaka, who would never have had anything to do with playing gender swap Juliet in a play, it was all surrounding being motivated to do so by Najima. Maybe the father is, quick on the uptake and realizes that maybe there's something there, or could be. Which we, the viewer, know it's never going to happen, but still, it's a father supporting his son, no matter how you look at it, whether he is aware of it or not. And so that was the only other thing I was really left with. By the end, of course, the Ministry of Health guy comes in and interrupts Igarashi's revealing all, and they kind of put a cap on it by the end, like, forget it. Forget everything I said. There's no going back now. You're with Rerina. That is the way it's supposed to be. Forget everything else. Of course, none of these characters, we the viewer, cannot forget any of that. So, yeah, I'm back to square one as far as where is this going to go. I don't know. I get it now. I wrapped my mind around everything that's been going on now, but I'm no better for it because I feel for all of these characters. I don't want to see anyone having to be let down and having to have a broken heart. And, I've been on the receiving end of that myself in life a few times over. I don't want to have, any of these characters be brought to sadness and bitterness and not get what they utmost wish they could. But it's just, that's not life. That's not reality. And even though this is fiction, that at least has a purported level of being based in realism, I don't know how that's going to equate. I mean, it might go back to one of my sort of, tongue-in-cheek loose speculations that at some point, Najima and Rorina will get officially married, but they're going to live right next door to, or maybe share a place with Takasaki and Nisaka, and they're just going to swap every now and then. Tonight I'm with you, Takasaki. Tonight I'm with you, Rorina. Maybe on Sundays, me and Nisaka get down in the boys' room, I don't know. But at least I get it now. I think I get the framework of what the foundations were for all of these characters. And it's just a matter of seeing where it goes. The idea of them all having to go to a wedding, it sounds like an interesting, kind of loosely fun thing, but is there any more drama that's going to be born out of this scenario now? I don't know. Because now that I've figured it all out, I feel like what more drama is there? It's just going to be prolonging the inevitability of figuring out a culmination. And at this point now, that's all I want. I just want the culmination. I want to know how this is going to end for these characters, if at all possible. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of episode 10 of Koito So, if you've seen it as well, if you had the same sort of revelation that I did, that, okay, this is what it all means, this is where it's all been going, this is what all the foundations are and everything like that. If you found it easily relatable and to wrap your mind around as I did, if this video, if you didn't, if this video helped you at all clarify any misgivings or misunderstandings you had on it, and overall, what you thought of it and where you think it's going to go. Who do you think is going to end up together? That kind of thing. And so yeah, otherwise it'll be pretty much it for me on this. So this video finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.